Okay, in this video, this will be the chef known as Gordon Ramsay. I'd like you to pay special close attention to his forehead. All right, and I found this article in a tabloid type newspaper. And I'm going to go ahead and show you that screenshot. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to explain to you that the area I'm about to talk to is says it's sunburned. Well, that's not sunburned. You can in fact see at the upper part, just below about an inch below the hairline, you can see it peeling up. All right. You can then go down to the bottom of the forehead between the eyebrows and see where it connects. Then you can follow it to either side and see where the piece finishes. I'm going to show you other pictures as well that where this really shows and where it's starting to peel off and come off, especially when he sweats. And of course, that person is the same character who played Steve Irwin, who didn't die, of course, by the sewing machine, right? The Stingray sewing machine, the famous Stingray sewing machine. So anyways, what we have here is we have confirmation, right, of the veneers in the front, because the Steve Irwin had a couple of crooked front teeth. So he got veneers done. Obviously had a facial peel. He wears that skull, that forehead device continually, and the hairstyle is drawn down to kind of take your attention away from that demarcation line. They really just need to bring it up higher, and it wouldn't be so painfully obvious. Anyways, so that area you can see is going to continue, and it'll be shown to you in a couple different ways. And then sometimes it's a really deep grooves they show in there. It's a horrible mask. So anyways, let me go ahead and show you that is in fact Steve Irwin. Okay, zooming in to show you that the forehead device, I call it. All right. Now you kind of know what you're looking at. Now you can't not see that. Go watch a video of this guy. You can't not see it. He continually will shuffle. He'll say, what brought my attention to this was a show that he does where he just barks at these guys in the kitchen and he has them compete, I was watching them, and then I noticed in the kitchen light, which was really a white light, that I could see where the blend marks were on this particular feature, right? And I was like, man, is anybody else seeing that? They have to see that. And anyways, I'm guessing people do, and they just write it off as being sunburned or the continual sunburn, this, that, and the other. What are you talking about? You can see that that's the same guy who plays Steve Irwin. All right? Same exact dude. Not looking close, not brother. Same dude, exactly. He went away in, 96? And then became the Ramsey character. The Ramsey character as a so-called footballer. Nonsense. The one picture showing him for a team was some B-grade team. And that easily enough is this guy going over there and playing that role for that one picture where there's one guy who took it. I mean, this is where these stories fall apart. They have this continual contrivance, like with the father-in-law. The father-in-law of Ramsey, the business partner, is in fact his dad. It's the same guy who played his dad. They continually tried to play off Ramsey as being taller, 6'2", and the Irwin as being a short, stubby guy, 5'11". No. They're both the same guy. You can see it with the wife pictures. You can see it that they're both standing up at the same level. So they play with you. There's a lot of different ways to do that. I don't even need to go through that, the lifts and the whole 9 yards. You can see that these are the same people. All right? Blended. All right? So you got the eyes, nose, forehead, eyebrows. The only difference is that she's smiling slightly different in the back. Otherwise, it would have been an exact same matchup. And that's pretty hard to do in 3D space. You do know that, right? Taking two flat pictures and make them match. You can't do that. unless it's the same person. So this guy, I'm going to zoom back in on his forehead device, and I think I went through and showed you that the eyes, the nose, with other than the work, he has had some work done on his nose, obviously some implants on the head. This thing on the forehead is applied whenever it is, weekly, daily, whatever, I don't know, or whenever the character has to go out and about, because you'll also read that through this person's so-called restaurant. You'll say, oh, they have so many restaurants, right? Well, no, they're consultants. They start a restaurant, it has their name or their so-called recipe. It has nothing to do with them being there sweating over your plate, man. You do know that, right? Okay, so this is obvious to see. I'm just going to go ahead and zoom in on the forehead apparatus. The nose is has been worked on. The teeth have veneers. The chin scars come and go, depending, I guess, on the budget for the day. And the rest is, as they say, history, because that is, in fact, the same person as, I was about to say, oh yeah, Steve Irwin, there you go. That's Steve Irwin. You can see him back there. You can see his little raccoon eyes. You can see his natural skin around his eyes, that color, and then you can see the pieces that they installed there. You can see that won't move, by the way. You go watch this guy. That thing is rock steady. You can tell once you see it, you can't not see it. All right? So anyways, that's something you can do on your own time. You've been told who this person is now, so you don't have to worry about that. That is Gordon Ramsay, who is in fact also the same person who played Steve Irwin. Right? Okay, so with this, you can see when he's sweating, you can see it's peeling off. And there's no chance that guy next to him can't see it. And I'm guessing people just think it's forehead's peeling. Yeah, much like if you go to the beach and you get too much sun, you'll peel. It turns red, then it'll start to peel, and that's something completely different than what you're looking at there. You're looking at basically a cod piece on the forehead. That's basically a dickhead for short. It looks like a scrotum sack. I'm just telling you. I mean, the guy's acting like a dickhead. That's his character. He's literally got a scrotum head. I didn't make it up. So, moving along and moving forward, I will go ahead and show you then the parents who he claims to be the step parents, which it doesn't really matter, but I do believe it to be his parents. That would be those two. And then this guy on the right, he claims to be his stepfather, and they're in business together. And then if you notice, though, I'm going to go ahead and show you Gordon Ramsay's mother and then Steve Irwin's mother, and you'll see that they're all the same person. All right, have a great time and enjoy the film clip at the end, the short. Okay, and then just finally, like I say, ending, you'll see that the Gordon Ramsay mother is the same as the, years ago, the mother of Steve Irwin, because they're the same person. And the so-called father is the same. Anyways, then if you're missing somebody, you go back to the so-called wife character, look up their family, and then the rest of it shows up. They're all in there. Anyways, I've shown you enough. In a stingray attack. Fact, period. They actually had an entire country and even a lot of the United States fooled into thinking this idiot who used to throw steaks to crocodiles got killed in a stingray attack. So what you're going to do is you're going to see the liar, who is the guy who claims to be the guy who photographed this, and you will see the pantomime, the nonsense with the hand signals, and then I'm going to make it perfectly clear to you that this was a hoax, and they should be ashamed of themselves because they fooled people with real grief for a piece of garbage that didn't die and didn't get hurt. Fact.
You were in quite shallow water, weren't you, when you were filming?
We'd only been motoring for a few minutes, and we found a massive stingray. fantastic. We're actually looking for something to shoot for another project, and we'd swum with stingrays many times before.
They're not usually aggressive, are they?
Not at all. This one was extraordinarily large. It was 8 foot wide, massive bull ray. So it was very impressive. So we're only in chest deep water. We slipped over the side of the inflatable. We stood up, we chatted about what we were going to do. We always made a bit of a plan when we were filming underwater. And we just started shooting. We'd been shooting it for a few minutes. Stingrays are normally very calm. If they don't want you to be around them, they'll swim away. They're very fast swimmers. Couple of minutes, we'd been filming. We stood up, we said, what shots do we want to get? We always tried to put the animal between Steve and I underwater, so the animal was in the foreground. And we stood up and said, one last shot, you swim up from behind the animal, and I'll try and get a shot of it swimming away. And so that's what we did.
So that's Steve swimming up and you're getting the shot. And what happened?
Well, I had the camera on. I thought this is going to be a great shot. It's going to be in the doco for sure. Fantastic. And all of a sudden it propped on its front and started stabbing wildly with its tail. Hundreds of strikes in a few seconds. Started stabbing wildly with its tail. Hundreds of strikes in a few seconds. There started stabbing wildly with its tail. Hundreds of strikes in a few seconds. There started stabbing wildly with its tail. Hundreds of strikes in a few seconds. There.
Hey, welcome to the show, guys.
Hey guys, welcome to the show. We have Pompo in the house, of course, to actually premiere his first movie skit, and it's going to be put the kiddies to bed. It's going to be a horror movie. Luckily enough,
Yeah, go ahead and tell them who we got.
we had Lenny the crotchety crocodile. He, you met him this morning. We actually have him back. He was, where was he at again?
He was at the Steve Irwin Steak and Thon Grill.
The Steakathon Grill. Is that the place? Is that where he was at? Was he doing the 2-for-1 Steve Irwin prime cuts?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. So, anyways, we actually got him. Instead of eating Steve Irwin steaks, he's helping us with this next skit. Cheers and enjoy. Hey guys, it's Teddy the Crouchety Crocodile. Welcome to the show. I eat pompos. Pompo steaks.
Pompo powers activate!
That was wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
No, really, Pompo, that was wonderful. Actually, Lenny, he already went back to the restaurant. I want to thank him again for his participation.
Oh yeah, it was wonderful working with him. It's just marvelous.
Yeah, it looked like you two really put the point across that nobody died, nobody got hurt in the Steve Irwin fake hoax stingray death circus fiasco. If anyone says that Steve Irwin died from a multiple stingray
A shard attack in chest.
yeah, you're a liar. Fact.